Hey everyone, Christopher here, and welcome back to another episode of Fossil Forward Finds. Thought we'd do a little something different today, just a small haul. I don't often show the smaller hauls I get from Whatnot or elsewhere, but this one had some interesting cards in there, so I figured why not? There should be a quick little video here. But yeah, I got the cards from DaveFBrother over on Whatnot. I do recommend checking out his shows. He does a show every few weeks typically, and he does pre-list everything, so there's plenty of time to go look at the lots that he has. But this was 15 real photo postcards of unidentified women is what the name of the lot was. I paid $10 for the lot plus shipping and fees, so Garak's got opinions. So about probably $15 all said and done, so about $1 a card. And then he threw in some QSLs for me because Dave's a nice guy. So let's get to it. All right, let's begin. So this first card I think is a nice one here. It obviously does have some condition issues in the corners here, some creasing, but it's a nice image, an older woman. You don't necessarily see the older side of the spectrum too often in the real photos. But this one's a nice one. It looks like she's got like a morning veil on, perhaps. Certainly has glasses. Nice message here. I haven't read the whole thing, but I thought the beginning was interesting. To my Valentine. This was taken by Flashlight. The first something ever took, and so forth. You can pause that if you want to read the rest of it. I will certainly read the rest of it later. But I think the message is going to be a big part of the selling point for this one. It's got Undivided back there, sent to Middletown, Delaware. It is interesting that it's To My Valentine's image of a woman and sent to Mrs. Emma. Maybe they're just friends. I don't know. Roommates, whatever. Anyways, lots of different cancellations going on there too. Middleton. Bunch of cancellations. So that's an interesting one. I'll probably start that one around 20 unless something in the message further bumps it up. This one's a nice one. Women on parade float. Looks like a couple children here dressed as Native American, and then I don't know, sort of like a pilgrim hat kind of situation going on there. Was that a loom, spinning wheel, little parasol? So a lot of nice stuff going on there. I'm not sure we'll be able to identify what parade or where, but nice image nonetheless. Let's see, what do we got going on in the back? Do have a message of some sort. Okay, we already know the float part. What was that, the success parade or? I will try. I will look at it closer. But post cancellation, London, Ohio. Anyways, moving on. We got two women. I guess her eyes are closed, but it looks like she's just got a void in her face. But sitting on a log, maybe having a picnic or camping or something. Sort of a weird focus going on there. Let's see. That's what, 1918 to 1930. That stamp box there, yeah. All right, so nice studio portrait. Nothing too wild and crazy on this one. She does have a nice pattern to her outfit there. But this does have a studio mark, which is nice. So you can identify where it's from. That always helps up the value because there are collectors for specific locations and things of the sort. Just with best wishes on the back. Another studio portrait. Very similar facial features to the last one. I'm not sure if they're same family or not. The back of the card's pretty similar as far as whatever, but not this one doesn't have the studio mark, but a bit more fuller length. some people do like the full length as opposed to the just the headshots. So all the time. I finally have been able to open my windows for the first time in like a week and a half, because it's actually not 90 plus degrees out now. So the cats, well, they're sort of happy. But okay, so we got an ID on the back, so that's going to help this one. I was going to say it was a basic card like the last one, as far as RPPCs go, but this does have an ID. It says that she died December 21st, 1921, at the age of 36. So she's a year younger than me. That's too bad. All right. If you saw my date or cottage hauls, you know I love picking up any real photo postcards of dogs, especially dogs and their owners, or dogs doing fun things. So here we got one of those bulldogs, I believe. I'm not always best with my dog breeds, but two cute dogs. Looks like this one's even got like a not a spiked collar per se. Flipping real, always gotta message me in the middle of a video, but certainly like a studded collar or something. And then I'm assuming these are the dogs' names. I can't read them at the moment, and then the woman here looking happy. You don't often see smiling in the real photos. Okay, so we do got a message here. Very nice cursive, which means it's going to take me a minute to read it, but it's a cycle back, so 1904 to 1920s. Taken by Mort in the yard, October 1911. You can pause it. You probably can read it better than I can, but I will sort it out when I go to list. Now here we got some I don't know if we would call them roommates, or if they're just friends or sisters, or what the dealio is. It is Pride Month, so kind of fits the vibe. But two beautiful women nonetheless. She got a choker necklace on, holding a little bit of flowers, and they're holding hands, so it's definitely a very intimate scene. Not that friends can't be, holding hands. But anyways, overall, just a really, really nice piece. It's got some corner wear, but I think this one will do fairly well. Probably higher than the $20 price range would be my guess. Oops. Let's see. Got a little bit of a ID on the location there. Campbell Gray Photo Studio, I guess. 68 Edge Road, maybe West Virginia. I don't know. Unfortunately, the full state is not there. All right, this one's a bit more commercial. Is this anyways, it is a bit. Is it a rotograph? Yeah, it's a rotograph, real photo. But it's so it's a bit more commercial, but it's nice. It's got the clock on there, women with the clock, title, all that stuff. Oh yeah, it says it right there on the front, rotograph, and then good old message on the back, which again I will decipher later. All right, mother and daughter, I presume. Mother is seated here with, it looks like a. Obviously, it's some sort of paper, but it looks like it might be a photo inside, one of those folio photos, maybe a example of what the photo could be like or something, but probably a prop. But in any case, you got some nice artwork going on in the background. She's got a very stern look to her, but beautiful nonetheless. Nice necklace, nice lace-looking dress. Overall, pretty good. I don't know, what, 1927 to 1940s, I think, on that one. All right, another more commercial card, but pretty young woman with a nice vase, roses. Canceled Minneapolis. I don't think I'll be able to decipher the message, though. This card's definitely rough. It's got a torn corner and all the such, too, but it's all right. We have plenty of value in the slot anyways. This one's interesting. They're in like a living room, parlor, something like that. Got the nice leather chair there. Obviously, the statue is definitely one of the signatures of it. Nice lace doily there. Of course, we got the woman smiling with the polka dot dress. And I can't ignore the round photo here of the baby in the background. And it looks like some sort of poster, a small poster, but obviously can't make it all out. But really, really kind of a different image. And I'm sure the back here will help clarify, but we got a 1911 cancellation on that, so that'll be fun to look at closer. All right, two young women again. Could be sisters, I think, this time. Unclear. But nice full-length studio. Nothing too wild to say about that one. That one's the 1904 to 1918 Azo box, stamp box. All right. Another affectionate pair of women for Pride Month here. I don't think there's too much mistaking that one. But hand colored here. Condition a little rough, but could be worse. It's mostly just kind of dark. I don't want to say it's dirty, but discolored anyways. A little bit of corner wear there, and big old message on the back. Another Minneapolis cancellation, 1914. All right, this one's fun because look at her hat. She got some big old feathers in her hat there. Maybe a parasol, umbrella of the sort in her hand. I'm not quite clear, but that would be my guess. She's wearing gloves, sitting on a stone wall of some sort, maybe a park, might say in the message here. Obviously some discoloration on the top there, but overall I think it's a pretty nice image and a lot more writing on the back. And I don't think that's English, so that'll take a little extra work, but that's okay. It's probably worth it. All right, and then the last real photo in the lot is this young woman here. Again, nice studio portrait. Kind of a cute pose, a little different than what you might normally see. I'm assuming that's her name there. And not much to write about on the back. Just for giggles, since they're right here, did, like I said, get some QSLs tossed in there. There are a few Costa Rica ones in here, which are nice. Obviously, it's sort of a plain Jane kind of style to it, but I don't come across the Costa Rica ones too often. And a lot of the smaller countries and island countries, things like that, can be better. Nothing on the back there. San Jose, Costa Rica for this one. You got the sender's name there. This one was used. It looks like 1971. Sent to Seattle, Washington. All that information can be useful to include in your listings. Who is sent from, who is sent to, when, where, all the things. Use your item specifics for that if you can't fit it all in the title. Sweden. I got a billion Swedens, but never complaining about more. Svent Pettersson or something like that. 1970 on this one. Canada, Winnipeg. 1970 again. Another Winnipeg. Is that the same individual? No, different individual. This one's Robert McIntyre. 1969 on this one. South Atlantic Ocean. Interesting. Don't think I've had that specific before. But 1990, so not too old on this one. Expedition to the Grand Cayman Islands. Nice scene there. 1984. Joe Jackman. Thanks to Dr. and Mrs. Joe Jackman. Okay. And then Jim Rafferty was the sender there. All right, so this one's a nice one just because it's got some interesting illustration to it. I don't know, character playing a drum maybe? Got a palm tree in the back. It'll take a little bit more research than the others, but a little different. Cook Islands. I've had several Cook Islands. I'm pretty sure I've gotten them all from Dave at this point. I don't know if I've sold any. I know I've had ones with more interesting graphics for sure, but maybe $10 card. Like on that one. I'm a little nervous to list some of the USSR cards at the moment. I might still with these ones because I had one taken down a few weeks ago. It was specifically from Crimea in Ukraine, though it was. I'm pretty sure it was a USSR era card, and there's currently an embargo on Crimea because of Russia's war. But usually, when you have items that predate the conflict in question, it's fine. Which is why older Cuba related items are often allowed. I'm not going to say they're always allowed. Do your own searching on that. So, and I tried to argue that or do an appeal saying, hey, this is well before the current conflict, but they wouldn't approve it. But obviously, there's tons of other USSR items that are available. I have tons of USSR QSL cards up as it is, but we'll see. I don't know if this is going to be a problem or not, but just be careful with it. This one, I presume, is also USSR, but not exactly sure where. But it's a nice graphic on this one, for sure. It does say Moscow, but most of the USSR cards end up saying Moscow, regardless of where they're from. And then the red flag here with some sort of battleship or something. Another USSR card. So that's the whole batch. Not bad for $15, $16 after shipping. So if you're watching this, Dave, thank you for the QSL freebies. I appreciate it. But yeah, let me know what you think of the real photo postcards in this lot. Always welcome to comment, ask questions below. Speaking of questions, I if you have questions for me, please leave them because I want to do a Q&A video at some point. So for that, I need questions. Anyways, enjoy the nice weather if you have nice weather like I do, and never stop exploring.